Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Day podcast. We are on episode 8, I believe, which is absolutely crazy. Just for everyone's reference, there has been some muddling up with the episode numbers on Spotify, so if that doesn't add up, I apologize. However, from now, this is episode 8, and everything after that will follow the consistent numerical values. Now that I've gotten that off my chest, I'm going to introduce Alex, and he's going to speak. Well, I hope he's going to speak to us. He's just going to introduce the podcast episode for today. Alex, the stage is yours.
So today's topic is going to mostly be about school, or at least that's where we're going to start off and see where it takes us. So we're going to share some good memories, some bad memories, and a little bit of stuff like that from our schools and the experiences we've had through the years. So it'll be a little bit exciting to see how the millennials have acted in school, considering I'm Norwegian, for example, and Phil is and the others are from the UK. So considering I'm from a different country than Phil, Josh, and Headley is, so we can compare different cultures from our Nordic country, or my Nordic country, as well as Phil, Josh, and Headley, who is from the UK. So we can kind of compare the cultures and how teachers usually lead their classes and stuff like that. So it'll be really exciting to see. So I'm also here today, joined by Josh and Headley. If you might say hello.
Hello.
Sure. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, had a quick nap. My bad. Well, Phil, you went to a mixed school, right?
Oh, yes. I've been to plenty of mixed schools.
See, I think a good place to start, because obviously me and Headley went to an all-boys school, would be comparison. I don't know which kind of school Alex went to, but a comparison.
There are I don't think there are any single-gendered schools in Norway.
Well, there you go then.
I don't think
So
that's lawful, actually.
the comparison of what it's like in a mixed school versus a one-gender school.
It must have been fucking boring to not have any chicks around.
It's
You
just
know,
like,
it's actually so much funnier to have just lads.
yeah, it's just like,
Yeah, well,
I feel like there's a lot more sense of camaraderie, I'd say.
Yeah, and you don't have to get mixed up in all the female drama during the teenage years.
Probably not. I say in the early years, there's a lot more testosterone going around, so it's kind of like everyone's doing a measuring dick contest and just trying to show they're the big macho man.
Well, you got a point there.
But once you got to like our age, where it's just kind of like no one can be bothered anymore, it's just like everyone's just really chill. Like, there's barely any problems.
Yeah, well, going to a co-ed school and both having female and male friends during school.
No friends.
Same.
Yeah, no, I don't have any
Swish.
friends. But anyways, going to a co-ed school, I don't know how it is in a single-gendered school, but considering what you told me, it's just really chilling you with the lads and stuff.
So, Josh,
Yeah.
could you repeat your question, please?
What's it like in a mixed gender school? What do you think the differences would be, or what questions do you have about a single gender school compared to your mixed gender schools?
Well, I started off in kindergarten and my first year at school, so year 1, I was at a mixed school, and well, I was pretty much too young to have an interest in the opposite gender, let's say. So it was just banter, mostly playing football with the boys, and being friends with girls was just weird.
Yeah, that's like when I was at primary school. It was like, girls, and then the girls are just like, boys. So is it just carry on?
Yeah, no, I couldn't have described it better myself. That's pretty much it. In the younger years. I don't really remember too much of that time, but from year 1 to year 6, I went to an all-boys school, which is probably also the worst school years of my life. I think all three of you know what happened in year 6 to me when I was 11. For those people who don't know and are watching, or not even watching, listening, I was molested by another boy, so that really deterred me from wanting to go to a single gender school for quite a long while after I left that school, so I just went to a mixed school. Thing is, in year 7, when I started like developing testosterone, let's say, and starting puberty, the horny levels really went up because I was no, listen.
This is painful.
This went from 0 to 100 real quick, man.
Year 7, yeah, I was what, 12? Starting like becoming a man, right? Puberty hit, and I was surrounded by gorgeous girls, and I had no clue how to interact with women. I can say that I've been the most awkward child, maybe to interact with girls. It was, let's just say I had my moments that I look back now and I think to myself, Phil, what the fuck were you doing? I mean, I won't go into it, but let's just say there's a lot of ego involved and doing a lot of stupid stuff, trying to flex my muscles, which I didn't even have at that point, to be the main alpha dog, and stupid shit like kicking urinals out of walls and drinking various scientific liquids, and I don't know, like, I want to say like kicking people out of trees as well. That was like the sort of macho stuff that I did in my earlier years of school because I wanted to impress.
No, yeah, I think that's the main thing. Obviously, we have. I'm not gonna say too much because I don't know how much we want to reveal, but we have another school very close to us. The school that me, Headley, and Phil go to now, that is an all-girls school. So it's not like we didn't get, like, I still had female friends, or I reckon it obviously you have to actually go out your way to talk to them because you don't get placed in classes with them. So I'd have to actually, I only reckon I properly started becoming friends with them, like girls at for year 9, because I actually have to go out of my way to see them after school. But it's not like you don't, like, especially in our situation, you don't lose out on female friends, but it also just means that during the day you can just kind of, like you said, you don't have any of that stuff where it's like you're trying to impress someone all the time, and it's maybe sacrificing your school life because there's none of that.
Yeah, and you know, one thing I think, I'm not gonna say that I know, because I think going to a co-ed school also kind of makes you learn more about the opposite gender in a more person-to-person way. Because you spend your whole days with them, you see their development, you also see the way they act, behavior, etc., around different friends. And if you go to a college school, you basically have to learn to adjust. And I think with because men are very simple-minded creatures. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. We are very simple-minded creatures.
Bit stupid as well,
So
sometimes.
yeah, so it's much easier, I think, to stay the same in a single-gendered school than it is in a co-ed school, because you kind of change and shape according to your environment, right? And when you have these two completely different scenarios, especially during the teenage years, I think it's much easier to get confused about your own identity than it is in an all-male school. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there, but
I agree with you. I think with an all-boys school, correct me if I'm wrong, Headley and Josh, I think the maturity levels are different as well. Having grown up with, well, not really grown up, but having been around girls in probably the most important years of my childhood, I've learned to, I want to say, be more mature around girls, because I know sort of how they take, and girls are known to be more maturing than guys in these years.
Yeah, at that age, yeah.
So
I mean, I'll argue they've always been more mature than us, right until the day we die.
yeah,
But yeah,
I think so. So I know, like, the banter that we have now in school, it can be really immature sometimes.
yeah, definitely. Like we had a full-on like screaming match over like which animal would win in a battle royale. So it's definitely not high-level conversation.
Yeah.
No, that was not that bad.
We had like 14 people huddled around a table all discussing it.
Yeah, but it's not like someone comes around and goes, "Oh, Godzilla would win." Like, it was quite a normal conversation. Well, not.
It got
No,
heated.
yeah, it's quite sophisticated though. Yeah, but it's quite sophisticated though.
Boys,
Bringing in different animals and things like that.
boys.
Yeah, but I'm not saying it's a bad thing at
boys.
all. I think it's a skill. I think it's a great feature that men have that we can just like entertain ourselves and just be happy. And I saw like a quote that was like, if you put two men in a room together, they'll find something they love about each other. If you put two women in a room together, they'll find something they hate about each other. Because like I have met a lot of people like that, where it's like I would feel like 100 times more comfortable introducing a male friend to another one of my male friends than introducing a female friend to another one of my female friends. Because as much as I love them and they're great people, probably better than my male friends, like person-wise. They're very territorial.
Boys.
What?
This is the equivalent to like if you have a girl best friend.
Girl breast
right?
friend. Ooh.
Yeah, definitely. No,
just two boobs, nothing else.
If you have a girl best friend, right? And you introduce your girlfriend to her, right? Like, this is my best friend. She's immediately going to start judging, like completely judging, right? Trying to find something wrong, trying to find the good things, everything, right?
And we should clarify, this isn't everyone. This is just like some.
Like,
I've met girls that just don't care, but more likely than guys.
Yeah. And if you introduce your girlfriend, for example, to one of your male mates, right? The first thing is gonna look at is she peng or not?
Yeah.
If she's peng, you're accepted.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Like if I introduce like my female friends to like a girl I'm talking to or something like that, they'll be like, oh, they'll like kind of see things wrong with her. Like whereas if I introduce to my male mates, they'll be like, yeah, Josh, go Josh, my guy. I think we're just a bit more like, and I reckon that is because you could flip on his head and say that's because the male friends are just looking at it like from an immature view of just you've got a girl, whereas maybe the female friends looking at it as a more actually like, is this person actually going to be good for you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, like, so I think some of them think of other girls as like a threat to them.
Yeah, no,
to
but
their
like, I feel
relationship with a boy.
They'd be more real with you. I feel like if I showed like a girl that was like completely not right for me and was gonna like mess up my life, I feel like I'd back my female friends to point it out and slap me straight a lot more than my male friends.
Yeah, all right. But like, for example, right? The thing about the girl best friend and the girlfriend thing, like kind of being competitive, is the same as if you have a guy best friend, right? And then you find another guy best friend as well. You're gonna try to compete with that. Because you're not gonna let your best mate go out and run off with some other cunt.
Yeah, but I feel that's quite rare for a guy to find another best mate. Like you find
the best mate, and then it's your best mate for life. That's
true. Like if I look at like for girls I'm friends with, it's a lot of like chopping and changing with friend groups.
Like,
whereas like
she's my best friend, I love her.
If the guy changes, you're gonna change with him.
Like me, Cabby and Headley, mate, properly started hanging out 3-4 years ago now, and like we've never actually stopped. Like it was probably like year 10, and there's never been a period where we've we've fallen out, and like of course we have small arguments, but it's just like it's more effort than it's worth.
But again, like I feel like men go over something quite.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I feel like we just go like, I feel like we are able to move past it, because I feel like if we I've seen a lot of time where like we stop arguing, and then like you think it was going to be awkward, but then 2 minutes later we're just like same as usual.
Yeah.
Whereas I think girls hold grudges a lot more. Like there's definitely a lot more grudge holding.
Yeah.
So I definitely think growing up there would have been a way more drama if I
Yeah,
was in a
literally,
top school.
I think the only thing that's gonna make a guy hold a grudge is if he literally backstabs you, like straight
Yeah,
up
Yeah,
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 backstabs
yeah.
you. That's the
and
only
it's
thing that's gonna make you change the way you look at him. Because
and with that, it will
if
be
he
like
makes
if a guy,
if he makes fun of you and shit like that, and it's
yeah,
all jokes, but you take it kind of seriously, right? Yeah, it's just gonna go back to normal after a little bit. But if
Yeah.
he
yeah, and I
straight
think
up,
the difference is as well there is that
if he straight up backstabs you, he's gone, done.
yeah, and I think the difference with that is a lot of the time I know, like when guys hold grudges, they are like they're done, like they don't hang out with the
Mm.
person anymore. Where I feel like when girls hold grudges, they a lot of the time they stay friends with them, but they like have secret grudges.
Yeah, it's
And
fake
that's
friends,
just something I wouldn't
right?
be able to do. Like if I don't like someone and I properly like have a like do not like someone, the energy to then pretend you do, I just wouldn't be able to. I'd
No, I just can't be asked. I don't have
yeah,
time for it. Like, I just move on. Alright.
yeah,
I think
It's fair.
with guys, it's like we we have our banter, right? And
Yeah.
I feel like the sort of more insults that's in the banter, the closer the friendship is.
Yeah.
Yeah, like me and Phil, we throw insults at each other all the time, but it's all fun and games, right? But like, yeah, but like for real, I feel like when girls throw insults at each other, they mean it a lot more of the time than we do, because
Yeah.
like you notice the difference when a guy throws an insult to throw an insult, and when he throws an insult because he's your best mate, you will notice the difference. But I feel like girls are more subtle with that. Like you don't really realize if they're actually throwing shade or if they're just messing around. I mean,
I feel
if there's any girls out there that can prove me wrong, go ahead. But this is speaking from experience. But if I'm wrong, tell me if I'm wrong. All right?
no, I feel like a lot of them they'll do it behind your back as well.
Yeah.
Like if it's an insult you hear, like say someone says, "Oh, so and so," like a girl, "Oh, so and so said this about you," and then they say it like sly under. Oh no, hang on, wait, shit.
Yeah, like
Right,
for example, I tell my friends that Phil's a cunt.
yeah.
I'm not kidding. Every time Phil gets brought up, I tell them he's a cunt, but not in the cuntish way. Cunt. He's more of a he's more like a just a cunt.
It's a
He's a good
vagina.
cunt. He's the good type of cunt.
And
You
the
know.
thing is, you say it to
But
my face as well. Like when we
yeah,
speak, you're
exactly.
direct with me, and you say like, "Phil, you're a cunt." And if you say that behind my back, then I'm okay with that. Whereas a girl, I feel like they don't say it to the face, but they tell all their friends and all their like posse that this
Yeah,
person
exactly.
is a cunt and they shouldn't be like interacted with,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and I think that's really unfair because for example, if I don't want to interact with Phil anymore, I don't want him talking to me. I'm gonna go to him as well. Phil, you're a cunt, but this time you're a cunt. So stop talking to me, right? But girls, they try to work around, right? Because if they don't like someone, they don't want their friends to like that person either. Like for
Oh
example,
yeah, that's
yeah,
the worst. It's so annoying.
if I fucking hated Josh, right? I'm not gonna ban Phil from talking to Josh or hanging out with Josh. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna try to control Phil's life. I'm just gonna say that I don't want to have anything to do with Josh. If you do, that's up to you, man.
Yeah. And I think I respect that a lot more in guys. Like, yeah, there are guys that act a little bit fruity sometimes, and like, like, yeah,
Fruity.
yeah, yeah.
That was that was a good choice of words, man.
They do the whole girl thing. They like
Yeah.
block us on social media, like ignore the text, and then they talk to all their friends and they're like, oh yeah, this guy's a cunt, don't talk to him, he's an op, right? And I have no respect for those type of guys that do all the snaky stuff.
Yeah, me neither, man. I'm like, if you don't like me, go ahead, say it to my face. If you don't
I
like
don't
me,
like
I
you.
don't like you either. All right, that's just how it works. If you don't like me, I won't like you either. All right, but tell it to me so that I can stop liking you. All right, I don't want to go around liking someone who doesn't like me back. It's just a waste of time. It's a waste of energy and a waste of time. Yeah, Josh, you were gonna say something?
I just said I don't like you. You told me to say it to your face, and I thought I'd throw it in. It was the right moment too. My bad.
You gonna try and tell me that I'm a cunt?
No, yeah. Just
Yeah, you're a
you had the
cunt,
right
cunt.
Yo, bro, Josh, say yes or no. I don't want no yeah, nah.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
hate your guns, mate. Fight me in hand-to-hand combat.
If you say yeah, nah, I won't know if
mate.
you mean yeah or nah.
I think this just highlights the stupidity of men, in a nutshell.
Yeah, no, you're a
Yeah, no,
cunt.
Men are stupid.
Yeah, no,
but we're also
means
amazing.
yeah, but no, yeah, no. But yeah,
Josh,
yeah.
you're confusing everyone.
No.
Please stop.
But
Yeah,
no, yeah.
My
means
head is
yeah.
already hurting from his lack of brain cells.
Nah, too many brain
Bro,
cells, mate. I've got brain cells to spare.
I can feel your estrogen levels rising
Oh!
through my headset. All right, so go ahead and shut up. All right, now Phil.
Echo, what's estrogen?
Estrogen, Josh. It's the female hormone. It's the opposite to testosterone. So much for having loads of brain cells.
Ah, got it.
Yeah, so practically, I told you that I can hear you turning into a woman through my headset.
But we literally just clarified that's what guys do.
You know,
Josh,
Josh,
just stop.
I'm
Alex, you
I'm
two.
getting
Yeah.
No,
Both of you, just stop.
we're having a conversation. No, we clarified that guys make dumb conversations. Correct?
We literally clarified that 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, and then I make a dumb conversation and you're like, woman? You literally do. I'm like, oh yeah means that you're like, oh that's a woman thing. No, we've just clarified
Yeah.
the man thing to do.
Yo, it is a woman thing because
Idiot.
women never say what they want to say or what they mean. So technically, it is a woman thing. So
The voice
shut
break
up.
technically.
We've gone quite a lot
Yeah.
off topic. The topic is school.
Any fun school stories?
My mum just came in and asked me if I could stop shouting.
That's such a woman thing
Yeah,
to
good
do.
boy.
That's
God, Phil.
Fucking hell, Phil.
School stories, huh?
Oh
got
yeah, that was the thing. Oh,
Josh, as you're the first person to say you have one, do you want to give it a go?
Yeah, sure. I don't know if Headley was there for this. I'm sure as I say it, he'll tell me whether it was there for it or not, and he'll be able to give his input if he was. But we hated. Oh, I did triple science, right? And anyone who does triple science knows it is boring as
Yep.
shit. And so one time, we had a biology lesson, and like a scheme was like set out to try and just like ruin the lesson as much as possible. And so we walk into the classroom, right? And did you guys do that experiment where you have to like cut out chunks of potato?
And put them in the alcohol.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
you just remembered what this story is, Headley.
Oi, this is mad.
Yeah, so
go.
we have to like cut out chunks of potato and put it in some kind of acid to like find out what the potato has inside of it, like what percentage of it's starch or whatever. So the class before us has been doing that, right? So there's just potatoes at the back of the classroom from like where they've been working because there's like desks around, like the workstations are like around the classroom and the desks are in the middle. So then the people who like there were like hella potatoes. Like I think around the classroom there was probably like 15. And so Miss turns around, starts teaching, starts writing on the board. You just hear something like smash, and potato everywhere. Someone just lobbed a potato at the whiteboard. And just like the next 20 minutes was just potatoes being lobbed at the back of our teacher's head every time she turned around.
How loud it was.
Because it's like these are potatoes that had been cut up already and like soaked and stuff. So they were like they would like go everywhere.
Like proper so soft potatoes.
Yeah, like the whiteboard was set out just away from the walls. So like when you slammed the potato against it, the the like vibration, so like the noise wouldn't go into the wall; it would just come out as more noise.
Yeah,
and then because it had been soaked,
splatter.
yeah, because it had been soaked, it would splat, and then like liquid went everywhere. Oh wait,
And
did it
fully
get on the
there's like
teacher?
potatoes on the wall. Yeah, it would get on like the first row of people.
No,
And
it's
then
so
like
peak, man.
literally, and like the teacher, like, what do you even do? Like, what do you do in that situation?
You just
it's
lob
like
the potatoes back.
yeah, but like, cause like it was so like stealthy that you could not tell who it was, and it's what like maybe like 3 kids doing it, so you can't teach because you're getting potatoes lobbed at you, but you can't like have a go at the entire class because you know it's just like 3 kids.
I think that's also the difference
So
between.
she was lost. I feel so bad for her.
I think that's the difference between private school and state schools as well. That.
Yeah, I just don't think that would run at a private school.
Yeah, and
They paid too much money to be there.
I also think that this wouldn't go in a co-ed school because the girls would snitch on you. Definitely. All right? I don't give a shit what anyone says when you're 13, 14 or 15, right?
Nah,
Girls
it would.
snitch all the
See,
time.
we had snitches in our class as well, but when like the big guys in our class like stare them down as they go
No.
to put their hand up, you just see
Yeah,
like them
yeah.
slowly lower their hand.
Wait, what year were you in? We must have been year 10.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
everyone knows each other's status. So when
yeah,
like they're staring at some small little puny boy, right? That small little puny boy is not going to say shit because he knows he's
yeah.
just going to get fucked.
Especially when you're like you're in England and like you've got like this whole kind of like roadman culture where it's like everyone's trying to seem proper hard. So if you're also some like little nerdy kid trying to get your work done, you're screwed. But anyway, and then I've got a follow-up story. But in the same it was a different day, but it was in the same class, right? Like the same teacher. And so our school works where they they have windows and there's like science area, they have windows, but they've like covered up a lot of the windows with whiteboards. So you've got a whiteboard, but then you've obviously got the windowsill behind it from where the window was. So there's this little gap between the whiteboard that's coming off the wall and the windowsill where you can like fit your arm in. And so someone had a speaker in their bag, right? And they had the
This was
genius idea.
amazing.
They had
I
a
love
genius
this.
idea of let's wedge it in just behind the windowsill and just like hide it there. And we just thought she wouldn't be able to know where it's coming from, but it went even better. So, and we had like a full-on plan. Like we had people working on like distracting Miss, and we had people working on like passing the speaker across the room to. I'm not gonna say who it was, but
No,
Headley will know it was Kay.
Yeah. No, the intelligence in this, mad. It was so
Yeah, and like
it
it's like
worked.
every time Miss turns her back, you just see it to the speaker because it's like you can't hide a speaker really. Like it's a big black thing. That sounds a bit mad.
Yeah.
But it's a big black. You can't really hide. So it's like they'd like put it behind their back, and then every time she turned around, it, like shuffles down 3 more kids, and someone else like puts their hand up to ask a stupid question just to distract them. And so it's shuffling down, and it gets to one of me and Headley's mates, who he was like sitting right by it, and we knew he had the job. And so the
good.
opposite end of the classroom, just 3 kids all see Ed instantly put their hands up. And then obviously Mrs. spent the next 2 minutes trying to sort that out, and he just slips it under there. And I think we played. What did we play? I think we played Peppa Pig, just like top volume.
Yeah,
and
but
we just thought she wouldn't know where it was coming from. She thought we'd hacked into her speakers.
oh
It was
yeah,
coming out the whiteboard.
it was an
obviously,
even
so she
better
thought
result. It was an even
Yeah.
better result than we originally thought. It was
She
so
thought we
good.
managed to hack into her speakers, and we were playing through them. And it's just, and I don't want to say, I don't want to. This might come off a tiny bit rude, but the teacher had a certain accent, but it's just
When I
her
smile,
like
I think.
screaming about like hacking into speakers and like it was a beautiful day.
No, but it was when she brought in the deputy head, like some of us genuinely thought that he could do like mind reading and things like that. Because he'd say your name.
Yeah.
He said your name, and he was like,
day, the deputy head
stand
pulled off
up.
one of the greatest plays of the game.
"No, you
And the deputy head, right? So one of the kids went to go to the toilet just before the
Oh
deputy
yeah,
head
this
got
was
there.
so good.
Yeah,
The way he
one of
found out was amazing.
One of the kids went to the toilet just before the deputy head came in because obviously the teacher didn't know what to do, so he called the deputy head in. And he goes out to the toilet, and the guy, like the deputy head, comes in, figures out what's been going on, and then the kid comes back from the toilet, and the deputy head goes, "So why did you do it?" And the kid's like, "What?" No, it wasn't me. I didn't have anything to do with it. The kid actually didn't have anything to do with it.
He's
And
taken him outside at this point, so he's alone.
No, yeah.
No,
And
he
he
took
went and
him
said
out
to him.
and
I think he
said
said, "Oh, why
they've
did
all
you do it?"
blamed
And then
you.
took him outside. So
Yeah,
he'd obviously
Oh, go.
he made it seem like we'd all no one had said anything. Everyone had just kept their mouth shut. But he'd made it
Yeah.
seem like we snaked out that kid who'd gone to the toilet and just pinned it all on him, even though he didn't do anything. So the kid we didn't get to tell him that we didn't say anything. So he got taken outside. And he thinks everyone's ratted on him. So he starts ratting on everyone, and he snaked on everyone that did it because like he thought he had nothing to lose at this point. To be fair, I'll give props to the teacher. He played it fair. He played everyone in the room.
No, he did. He did such a good job. I don't even care that they got caught because that was such a good way of finding out.
We didn't get any of the blame because we were just like background path, so
Yeah.
no sweat for us.
No, but I was the first name he said because I was rocking back in my chair. I thought he was going to tell me off, and so I just immediately sat up, and he went, "Yeah, you can leave. I don't think you did it." And I was like, "What?" And then other people he was picking on, and I was like,
Oh
"How
yeah,
does
he
know
let
this?"
people leave one at a time, didn't he?
Yeah. That's why we all thought. Well, not all of us, but it was just sort of like, how
And he
does
was
this
right to be
guy
fair.
know?
Like the kids he left behind, he predicted almost he kept like 5 kids behind, 3 of which were
No.
involved.
The thing was, we thought he was predicting it, but he already knew because he'd already
Yeah.
spoken to the other guy. So it was cool.
Yeah.
It was really good. Like, yeah.
That's a million IQ deputy there.
Honestly.
No, it was like 1,000 IQ for us, and then it was like 1,000,000 for him.
Yeah.
Just to top it, it was
Yeah,
good.
he just had to top it, and then.
But he is a legend, to be fair.
Moving on to school teacher, are there any teachers you've ever hated, you lot?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Our geography teacher.
You willing to talk about it?
Our geography teacher was just so fucking boring. My god. There wasn't one class where I wasn't tempted to just smack my head on the table and make myself pass out, alright? And her voice, you know those voices that just grinds your fucking gears, alright? You know those voices that is like every time you hear it, you just feel like you're gonna develop stage 3 cancer?
Yeah.
Yeah, she had one of those. And
Got hepatitis B from my geography teacher. Wait, that sounds mad.
Alright, but anyways, it was like every class was simply her telling us something from the textbook for 45 minutes, and then she gave us some tasks to do for the rest of the 45 minutes. And when we had tests, we didn't even cover half of what was supposed to be on the test.
I don't understand teachers that do that. That somehow manage to make every lesson boring in textbook work, and then still don't teach you everything. And then you've got other teachers that
fucking time, and it was so fucking boring. I ended up with a C in that class though, so fair enough. But you know, for a guy who literally only does his tests by remembering what the teacher has said and not doing any work, that was fucking hard, man. But somehow I ended up with a C anyway, so.
Go on.
Solid.
Yeah, so little side note here, you still have logical grading systems like ABC, right?
Yeah, but we use numbers like 1 to 6.
Oh, you use numbers now? Wait.
No.
Yeah,
always used numbers.
So you would understand. Yeah, we
So
always
what did you mean when you said you got C? When you simplified it for us?
Yeah, it's a 4 basically, 4 out of 6.
Okay. Yeah, no. A quick note on that. I hate the number system in the UK.
Oh, it's like crap.
Because
keep it A, B, C, and all that.
So
through the years.
I have foreign parents, right, who moved to this country like well after they finished studies. So they never had any kind of experience with school in the UK. But they spent their entire lives having ABC, like whatever. And the first problem is that they just don't understand the numbers. But then the second problem is the way it works in the UK is you just start off really shit and you slowly get better.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning of like GCSE, you'll be getting 3s and 4s and 5s, but everyone will, which is like D's to like C's. but everyone gets that because it's
Wait,
like
what's the highest grade? Is it like 10 or
Nine.
something?
9. It's 1 to 9. So
1 to 9.
1 and
So-
1's an F, 2's an E, 3's a D, 4's a C, 5's a B minus, 6 is a B plus, 7's an A, 8's an A star, 9's an A star star.
Yeah.
But the way it works is that they kind of just like go, you get better over time. So at the beginning of the year, like at the beginning of like GCSE, you'd be getting like everyone in the year is getting D's. Like if you get like a C, that's a great grade because it's like you've learned so little of the material.
Mm.
But then as the year goes on, you like get better and better and better because you're doing stuff you've already done. And it's like you learn more and more and more. But explaining this to foreign parents who had spent their entire lives just going test by test, where it's like if you get a C, you're working at a C level like throughout the year was the worst thing.
We do that. We go from like you can get an A at your first test, and you can keep going that A, or you can go down.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work for us like that. It's just like you start off shit and you just slowly get better as you learn more.
Yeah.
That is confusing.
And it's just like because like the amount of, and also another thing, the problem is getting a decent grade, like getting an A in the UK is what, like 70%, which is the reason for that is because the tests are like stupid hard. Like they're way harder than tests in like the United States for America.
And they're
like
always getting harder. They're always getting
it's
harder.
like,
That's why we have different grading systems.
So it's like if I'm getting like in a subject where I'm struggling a little bit and I'm trying to get like a B, that's what, like a 55%, 60%, 60% for a B plus, 55% for a B. But going like, it's like my friends from South Africa, and in South Africa, like B is like a 55% I fail, like a 70% is a C. So it's just I go, oh yeah, I got this out of this, and it's like that's terrible, and it's like no, that's really good. And because I'm a kid, they obviously think I'm just trying to cover up a shit grade because that's what I would do if I got a shit grade. So it's just every test I do, I'd have to get like an A star just for my parents to think I've got a B. So I hate the grading system in the UK.
Yeah. I think if I came home to my mum with a 6, right? She was gonna be like, "Hey, well done, you got a top grade." I'm gonna be like, "No, I'm like 2/3 of the way there, bro. What are you talking about?"
It's because it's, and they can't like sit still and actually choose one thing. They want to change it every 10 minutes.
The thing is, the reason why, because like as soon as the grading system had changed, I asked one of the teachers like, "Why is it?" And they're like, "Oh, well, because we're always gaining new information and knowledge, they have to change the exams. So they're making them harder every year because there's more stuff to like learn because theories are always getting updated, etc."
Yeah, and there's always new ways to teach, better ways to teach.
Exactly.
You can fill people in better because it's like that's the idea. That's the idea of society, is that we learn to teach people, and the next generation is always smarter than the last. I'd argue we're going backwards with some people in our generation, but
yeah, because they're just trying to cram too much into their brains. They just switch off and don't learn anything at all.
So,
all right, okay, let's go.
Year 8, right? So 14 years old, roughly.
What is that like? Just for Americans? What, that's like 6th grade for Americans?
Fifth grade. No. Oh no. Sorry, it's 7th grade. Yeah, 7th grade.
Because yeah. I know. Come on.
I was at Claremont during this time. Probably one of the best schools. Well, the best memories I've had in a school.
That's where you met Thomas, wasn't it?
It is where I met Thomas. Yeah. In maths.
We weren't doing those.
In maths, okay. So we're having a maths lesson, and this maths teacher is a certified nonce. Okay.
Oh.
Allegedly.
No. He's a certified like.
Oh shit!
Oh man! All right.
Alright, now I'm interested. Now I'm interested.
Year 8. Mixed school. Yeah.
Yeah.
The lesson finishes and we all leave. So like the bell rings and we all get ready to leave. He asks these 2 girls to stay behind. Yeah.
Oh.
2.
Yeah.
Why don't you just do 1?
Here's where it gets interesting.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Both of these girls are quite pretty. Don't get me wrong. Like, they're nice looking.
Oh no! Surely not. Surely not.
Lads, you're not ready. Like, I can't say any names, but Like the people who were at the school while I was still there, they know this story is certified, and this guy's like a fully a nonce. He asked he asked these two girls to stay behind, and he asked them some stuff about the lesson and asked them to see how the maths goes, like homework and stuff like that. Then he plays his card. He says to this girl, like, he looks her up and down. This is how it was described to me. He looks her up and down, and then he says, "Oh, you have really nice legs."
Oh, stinker! He's had a stinker.
This man, he's like 37 years old, looks like a pedo.
Oh, it's not even like he's a young teacher.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
And he tells this fucking girl who's 14 years old that she has nice legs.
Oh, God, that's mad.
Both of them don't know how to respond to that, so they just leave. They get out of that room.
See the balls on him on that. Like, well, I make it sound like he's like a lad, but like he is shot his shot. Big two of them. He had two opportunities to mess up there.
He messed it up big time on one of them. And then
he should have just kept one in. So this isn't advice.
Two, it's just doubling your risk of one of them snaking, innit?
Yeah.
Not that we're teaching people how to nonce on children.
Exactly.
You can't have. Hey, boys, you can't have any witnesses.
Exactly.
Yo, I made a really dark joke, and Headley just agreed with
yeah,
it.
that's really worrying.
Well, no.
I don't know what was more worrying, my joke or Headley's agreement.
This teacher then quits his job at the school because like he knows he's fucked up, and he tells us in the maths. So like we have a math lesson like later in the year towards the end of the school year. He's like, oh, so basically I'm not going to be your maths teacher anymore. I'm going to a new school. And then we ask like, oh, sir, what school are you going to? And he says like, oh yeah, I'm going to teach at a school, a primary school, primary.
Oh Nelly, oh Nelly, oh
it gets
Nelly,
better,
oh Nelly, oh
Josh.
no.
Well, actually, it gets worse. Like it gets worse. He says he's going to teach at a all-girl primary school.
Oh, fuck
and then,
now, man.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a few scarred girls wherever he went to.
Then one of the lads, like, this kid's a legend. He's like, literally saying like, oh, sir, that's why you're going. We all burst out laughing. And then the kid gets kept behind after the lesson. I don't know what sir said to him, but
got touched.
I don't know, man. The kid left after.
I bet he tried to hit on him.
Yo, did it tell him he got nice legs?
Yeah.
I don't know, but the kid left the school. He didn't come back to the school.
Oh, mad. Oh, he definitely got threatened. No, he definitely got I know people. I have a particular set of skills.
But yeah, that's pretty much.
I have a particular set of skills.
He defo with the shank out his belt bucket.
But yeah, I think on that note, we will leave it here. So
Yeah.
Alright. So if there's one thing to remember from this podcast, everybody,
take one.
nonsense. Alright, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for watching this episode of the Deep Day Podcast. We'll see you guys hopefully next week. Have a very good time, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have food, lads, in a bit.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you for listening to the Deep Day Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Spotify, iTunes and YouTube. Enjoy the podcast, and more can be found at www.deepdaycast.com. Thanks again, and have a great week.